Hey everyone, I'm Isadora, and today we're going to be talking about the future perfect. So, when do we use the future perfect? Well, mainly in two situations. So, the first one is how long something is happening at a point in the future, or in the second one is an action finished before a point in the future. So, both of them are related to the future because it's like future, but the perfect part of it, like future perfect, is that you're talking about how long an action lasts. In both of those situations, you need to know when it is happening and for how much time. Because in the first one, you're literally like focusing on the time the action has been going on, while in the second situation, you're gonna be focusing on when the action happened because it has to happen. It has had happened in a point before another action also in the future. So let's take a look at this structure. Well, in the affirmative part, we have the pronoun, the verb will, which is like an auxiliary verb have, which is also going to be an auxiliary verb, and then the principal or main verb. So one example would be I will have worn a t-shirt, or I don't know, you will have lighted, I don't know, the lights. We will have eaten pancakes. So those are the structure for the affirmative, and as you may have guessed from every other verbal time in English, to make the negative form, you just have to add not after the auxiliary verb, which is in this case is like will. Okay, we have two auxiliary verbs, but not's always gonna come after the first one. So one example would be, I don't know, it will not have rolled. And to make the interrogative question, remember we have to put the auxiliary verb before the pronoun. So since we have two auxiliary verbs, we're going to move the first one. So it's going to be, for example, will she have driven? For example, yeah. Basically, that's it. So now we just have to practice a little bit before you do your exercises on it. They're going to be available on Google Classroom. If you're not in our Google Classroom yet, the link is in the description of this video. You can also join us in WhatsApp, also in the description. So let's go to the exercise. If you want to, you can pause this video, try to do the exercise by yourself. Here we have some negative, positive, and interrogative sentences. So it really depends on which one of them. You just have to work on this structure. So the first one. I didn't know leave by 6. So as you may remember, we do affirmative sentences with will, have, and the participle form of the verb. So here, as you may see, like it's interrogative, but all of them, both the negative and affirmative as well, they have the principal verb in the particle form. So where it's going to become like worn, drive is going to become driven. Usually in the regular verbs, you just have to add ed at the end, use the past form of it, but irregular verbs may have particle forms different than the past forms. I think we have talked about it before, but if we have not, we're totally going to be talking about it before our English mentoring ends. So continue on the exercise. Since we are doing affirmative sentence, the answer will probably be I will have left by 6. The second one, it's a question. So in the questions, we have to put the auxiliary verb first. So we're gonna get, will you have finished the report by the deadline? Third one, also a question. So question, auxiliary verb comes first. When will we have done everything? Fourth question, affirmative one. She will have finished her exams by then, so we can go out for dinner. He's like a really good sentence that you can get from it when we're gonna use the past perfect. So we have like two actions, they are both in the future, but the one we are using future perfect, I'm so sorry I was talking about past perfect, future perfect, is the one that happens before. So her exams are going to be finished before they go out for dinner. So the one that's happening before in the future, it's going to have the future perfect. Okay, last question. You didn't know? It's affirmative sentence, so you will have read the book before the next class. And here is the answers just showing up if you haven't understood what I was saying. That was it for today. We have the references here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us by WhatsApp or in the Google Classroom. The links are in the description. And you can also get in touch by our social media, mostly Instagram. So thank you so much for your time and bye. Good luck.